Hello and welcome to our conference call to kick off the 2013 Congressional Fall Recess. At this time, we're going to ask everyone who's on the conference call to press hold by pressing star 6. To clarify, that's muting yourselves by pressing star 6. Okay, so this conference call will cover a couple things. First of all, it'll cover the how-tos of meeting with your elected officials, the 4 asks or topics that we will focus on in our congressional meetings, and a question and answer time at the end. If you are on the Google Hangout, please feel free to submit your question via chat at any time, and we will answer it at the end of the call. If you're on the conference call, please hold your questions until we take them at the very end. First, Laura, our government will cover the do's and don'ts of congressional meetings.
Hi, everyone. This is Laura. So how to schedule a meeting. You will probably need to email, fax, or submit a request online. Usually schedulers do prefer email. And you can get the scheduler's name with a website that's included in the packet. And the office will probably tell you to email the scheduler, and the formats for the scheduler's emails and the sample email requests are included in the packet that ADC emailed to you. Generally speaking, the more specific you can be in the meeting request, the better. Schedulers want you to give your name, address, the number of people attending the meeting, when and where you want to meet, and what issues you want to discuss in the meeting request. Just a warning, it's very difficult to schedule a meeting with a Congress member, him or herself. I will quickly go over how to prepare for the meeting, how the meeting should go, and what to bring. So first of all, please coordinate on your issues beforehand. You should research the issue by starting with the ADC policy papers in the packet. If you're interested in a group visit, please contact us at advocacy@adc.org, and we can give your contact information to other people in your district or state. And in the meeting, please take the opportunity to introduce ADC. Most members haven't really heard of us. Talk about what you know about the issue. And if you don't know, then follow up with an email. Focus on your ask. It should be clear and strong. And when you're leaving the meeting, make sure to sign the background information, the one-page policy ask in the packet, and your business card. And make sure to follow up with an email or phone call.
If we can ask everyone again to just put yourself on mute, we would appreciate it to get rid of the background noise. Thank you.
Star 6 will put you on mute. Pressing star 6.
Okay. So, again, what you should bring to your meeting, your business card and contact information, ADC background information, and one-page asks that are in the packet, maybe specific language in the bills, make sure to highlight the text, and something that you can take notes on.
Now we will have members of our office give us brief descriptions and talking points for each of the 4 asks. Communications Director and Advocacy Director Raj Girar will discuss Alex O'Day.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. One of the main asks that we had during our convention was an update on the case of Alex O'Day's assassination. For those who are not familiar with the case, Alex was ADC's regional director in Southern California, and he was assassinated in a terrorist attack in 1985. The FBI has not updated his family or ADC for over 25 or 26 years. The last important update we received was in 1986. Earlier this year, Alex O'Day's brother, Sammy, passed away, and many of us at ADC felt even more obligated to work on the case. We coordinated with Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez to send a request for an update to the Attorney General's office. Unfortunately, we just heard back from the Attorney General's office and the FBI, and the update was very underwhelming. They did not say anything substantial So we have all of this information in the packet, including copies of Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez's letter and the FBI's response. And we would like you to ask both your senator and Congress member for either an update on the case or to hold hearings and inquire why this case has taken this long.
Now Nicole, our resident staff attorney, will talk about the IRPA and the Racial Profiling Act.
Hello, everyone. Earlier this week, Representative John Conyers of Michigan introduced the End Racial Profiling Act of 2013. We're asking you to ask your members of Congress to co-sponsor IRPA. Many law enforcement agencies use racial profiling to target certain communities. Racial profiling is of particular concern to the Arab American community post 9/11, as Arab and Muslim Americans have been disproportionately targeted. The NYPD provides the clearest example of racial profiling used against our community. IRPA will prohibit the use of profiling based on race, religion, ethnicity, gender, and national origin by law enforcement agencies. Remember, 39 members of Congress have already co-sponsored IRPA. IRPA is a popular piece of legislation that has been around for a long period of time. Make sure that you know whether or not your member has already co-sponsored, and ask your member if he or she has not co-sponsored to co-sponsor. We're more than happy to provide you with that information if need be.
Now our legal intern Ryan will begin by discussing NSA surveillance.
Hello. A lot of you might have heard about the recent revelations that the NSA has been conducting broad, pervasive surveillance on millions of innocent American citizens, collecting their telephone and in response to this, Congressmen Justin Amash and John Conyers of Michigan have introduced a bill, the Liberty Act, that would restrict the federal government's ability to collect this sort of information. Under this bill, the government would only be allowed to collect internet and telephone information on people if they're connected to a specific investigation. They would also introduce measures that would improve transparency in the process.
If we can go ahead, so I think that someone's in a car. If you could again, please put your phone on mute. It's a little hard to hear.
By pressing *6.
Thank you.
To recap, the Liberty Act would ensure that the government cannot conduct warrantless surveillance on you, and it would improve transparency.
Now Laura will introduce the Boxer Bill Act.
Senator Barbara Boxer from California introduced the U.S.-Israel Strategic Partnership Act of 2013. This bill already has 51 co-sponsors, so check if your senator is a co-sponsor. And you can do that and look for the text of the bill by contacting us at advocacy@adc.org, and we can give you information about the bill and the co-sponsors. So when you're talking about the Boxer bill, demands the removal of paragraph 2 of section 9, which grants Israel the right to pick and choose which U.S. citizens can enter Israel and continue discriminating against Arab Americans and Muslim Americans. None of the 37 countries in this visa waiver program have this exception. The House bill text that was introduced by Ileana Rose-Leighton from Florida does not contain language that allows for discrimination. So ask your senator to change the language so it's more similar to the House bill. ADC has met with many of the co-sponsors' offices. What is effective is bringing both the Senate bill text and the House bill text for comparison. Also, many of the co-sponsors are concerned about this exception. So even if your senator is a co-sponsor, it doesn't mean he or she supports language that allows for discrimination.
Feedback is very important at ADC, and ADC is in the process of building a lot of relationships with your representatives and senators. So it's very important that after you meet with your elected official, tell us which members are likely to support our causes so that we can follow through effectively. Please fill out the evaluation form in the packet that was sent to you yesterday, or email it to advocacy@advocacy.org. That's advocacy, advocacy@adc.org, or you could fax the form to 202-333-3980. That's 202-333-3980. 3980.